Welcome. Today we're going to be doing a review on the Crosman C41. I already have this pistol and I've done various other reviews on the issues I had with the original pistol, but I do have a new version and I was going to touch on that one. One thing before I start out, I do read the comments and people send me PMs, and two things I want to address. The one guy said about your videos are awful dark. Well, as you can see, I'm trying to get a little bit more light on everything. I have some natural light coming in from the window, and I have two lights overhead trying to shine down on here. And I am going to zoom in a little bit on the workspace that I'm going to be working on. Second thing was the guy said, you seem to ramble on in your videos. You're not too concise. Well, okay, I talk how I talk, and maybe as I get into these videos more, I'll be better at them and be more quick and concise and get the information out to you. But this is just my personal opinions on the guns and how I work on the guns and things like that. So I take it with a grain of salt. I might ramble, might not. It's problematical. So anyway, if you followed some of my other videos, you know that my original C41 was leaking, and when I tried to take the cartridge out of it, I broke the handle of the twist thumb screw out, trying to take the cartridge out. I have a video, I'll put the link down below for that. In a rage, I was pissed that it broke and it's basically useless. I went and bought this one. Now, originally when I bought this one from Pyramid Air, no doubt, and for at least $65. I know it was originally like $85, and I still see that from time to time on old websites where they don't have them anymore. This was $65. And this one that I just got from Walmart, which I'll put the link down in the description, was only $49. So I figured I'll buy a new gun. This one didn't work. The original one didn't work. I have the mag from it. I'll have two mags. We'll be good. Which brings me to another story. When I finally got the gun fixed, and I knew I was getting this one, I said, well, I'll have two mags. I can use one and take the mag out of the other, and I have two mags to run with, which is probably good enough for a pistol. I contacted various vendors a while ago about, is there extra mags for these? They were selling them. Everybody had the mags for the 177 version. No one had the mags for the AIRSOFT version. So I contacted Crosman directly, and Crosman said to me, are you talking about the C41 version or the AMC41 version? I didn't know there was a version difference, but anyway, the C41 is the 177 steel, brass, whatever, metal BBs, and the AM is the Air Mag C41 AIRSOFT version. After I clarified that with the Crosman person that I was dealing with, they said, no, it's been discontinued. We no longer have any mags available. I even checked with our returns department, and they had none that they could part out. She suggested that I start contacting manufacturers to see if they had any parted out, boneyard guns or return guns that I could buy the mags on. So far, I've contacted at least 12 distributors, and I got about 50% of the responses back from them, and most of them were saying, no, sorry, don't have none, not in stock, we don't have any. Or I did get one response saying, yeah, they have a gun, but they sold a mag out of it, would I be interested in the gun? Well, I'm not interested in the gun, I wanted the mag. So that's where I stand on that one. If anybody out there sees this video and they say, oh, I got a C41, doesn't work, I'll sell you the mag or whatever, let me know. PM me, leave me a message. I'd be more than happy to buy the mag off you. So when I purchased this from Walmart, I actually purchased it with 15 CO2 cartridges. I got to go off topic again. I was told in another PM, he says, you're telling it wrong. It's not a 12-gram cartridge, it's a 12-gram powerlet. And I'm like, okay, it's a powerlet, it's a cartridge, it don't matter, it's going in the gun, I'm using it to power the gun. So whatever you call it, what's the correct term? On here it says cartridges. Some of them say powerlets. So it's a relative term. It both means the same thing. So I don't really think that it's an issue whichever way you say it. When I got the gun, it came in this nice plastic package with this big red and white and blue thing in the background there where it says AMAG C41, 16 rounds, fast as you can pull the trigger. It's this ugly looking plastic thing which you got to cut apart and try to rip the gun out of there. It was a pain in the butt, and now it's basically useless. There is some information on the back about performance, and that you should get the Crosman 12-gram cartridges, warning about do not brandish in public, things like that. It does give you this little instruction manual, which is taped together. I haven't even taken it apart, which is basically your owner's manual on the gun, and warning. Just basically tells you how to put the CO2 cartridge in, load the BBs, shoot it in a safe direction, always wear eye protection. That's the basics of all of this. Now, the gun has a single magazine, and it is non-blowback. And even though this slide moves in like a fake motion, you can actually make it look like you're cocking the gun, there is no blowback action. The mag gets released by this little clip here which you push forward and the magazine will pop out. The only thing that concerns me on this compared to how I have it here, I actually put the rubber grip which I put on here to help hold the handle closed a little bit over the mag release, so it can't be pushed forward too easily. Hopefully the mag stays in there a little bit better. I've never had an issue with it, but there's always a first. So the mag, they say hold 16 rounds. I would not put 16 in it. I would put 14 in it. I always put less than what it says. Ideally 14 rounds. That should be good for what you need. Now this gun comes with slide out handle like this and a spot where you put the CO2 cartridge and a thumb screw to screw it fast. Now I'm actually going to show you guys putting the cartridge in here so you can see what it does. One other thing I recommend though before I do that is when you get a new gun, pistol, rifle, whatever it is, clean the barrel. I don't care how you clean the barrel. Clean it with a soft cloth, patch, whatever. My rule of thumb on a brand new airsoft gun is run some silicone oil down in it, then run alcohol down in it on a cotton swab on a cleaning rod. And always the alcohol is the last thing to clean it out. And you don't push too far down into the barrel. You just push it in slowly to where you start to feel that you hit something and come back and pull it out. Clean the barrel. You'll get better performance because these sit around, even though this is sealed in plastic, dust could get in it, whatever, and it actually helps to clean it out before you actually use it. Okay, now I'm going to put the CO2 cartridge in here. I am going to try to zoom in a little bit on what I'm doing here so at least people can see what's going on. What I do is make sure the gun's unloaded, which is fine, and I put a drop of gun oil. You don't need to gook it on there, just enough to cover it a little bit. This comes out very slowly, so. And it's sitting on there. I don't know if we can see what I've done. It's just a little red drop on there. It's not really much. Okay. Now, I take the gun, put the powerlet, CO2 cartridge, whatever you want to say, in there. Now this was wound up pretty good, so I didn't unwind it to put the cartridge in yet. It's quite a ways down, up there. Alright, so there the cartridge is in. I go until it hits. Now right there's pressure. It's just butted up against the seal. It's going to be kind of tough to do. You can try to remove this, but I'm going to try to just put it on without taking that off. So I'm going to It's actually a slow leak in there. I'm going to let that go. I'm not going to really worry about it. First time for the seals, they might be dried out a little bit. I might have to put some oil on that. So you're good to go. And I don't know if there's been any BBs or anything in this. It's a brand new gun, so I'm going to point this in a safe location to a box. And nothing come out. So what we're going to do is we're going to load this up with 2.0 and 2.5 BBs and shoot with the chrono and see how that works out. I figured maybe somebody would want to see loading the BBs too. This is real easy. This follower slides all the way down and it locks in place. And there is a hole right here where you can put, this is 2.0s, you can gently drop the BBs in there. Okay, and there it's full. Then you release the follower and they're in place. This one, same thing again, go here, and then with the better speed loader with 2.5s in it, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It would never fit 16, I don't know where they get that on there. It might fit 15 if you're lucky. Got the old chrono box here. I'm going to start out with the 2.0s. I should have brought the camera over here, but I don't think we need to do that. Okay, it's ready to go. Chrono is on. It was on, I guess it turned off. Okay, and firing. 375, 372, 368, 360, 365, 367. So it's going down, but it started out at 375, which is great for 2.0s for the fact that I'm going to be going to a field that shoots. Their limit is 400 with 2.0s, so that's about 370. Alright, this is 2.5s. We've got 341, 338, 349, 346, 338, and 335. This is excellent FPS for the gun. I'm going to be going outside now and doing some shooting at a target, roughly 68 feet, a blue circle. We'll see how it shoots. Okay, we're outside now in the bright sunlight, and I'm going to, just so you can see, we're 68 feet from the target there. And I'm going to start off by shooting with 2.0s from right behind the camera here, which is right on the 68 feet line. Safe off. We're starting out with 2.0s. Got to take the glove off because I can't get it in the trigger guard. And we're going to see how we do with 2.0s. And we're out. Little jumpy all over the place. I think it's an issue with me. I'm still having some issues with my left shoulder when I bring up my left hand to steady my right hand. I think I actually make it worse. So let's try 2.5s now and see how it is. And we're out. Works pretty good with 2.5s. I'm starting to shake at the end there, and you see a couple of flyers go off there. But for 68 feet for this gun, I think this is phenomenal for 340 FPS. And I'm going to be running it probably with 2.8s, which is probably going to be cut down the FPS a little bit more, but I think it's going to be phenomenal. Final conclusion, and I'm going to go over my pros and cons on the gun. Pros, it shoots low enough FPS that you could use it inside on arena, like CQB arena. Outside in the cold weather, it'd be phenomenal. Good heavy weight and decent grip. It is a little thick, but it's a decent grip, and holds 14 rounds, more than you need in a pistol. Cons, also the weight. Somebody might not like the weight in their hands, but it's a good feel when you're holding the gun. Non-blowback, even with this fake slide, might be a turnoff for some people. Even with the non-blowback, it does have a lower FPS than my original C41, so this is the one I'm going to use. Negatives, it was leaking slightly, which has stopped now, so I think the pellet gun oil is reaching inside there. Trigger safety is on the right hand side there, real easy to get to. Slide back with your finger for fire, and it's red. Red, you're dead. Slides forward and becomes white, and that's you can pull the trigger and nothing happens. Another con would be the magazine. Unavailable. You buy the gun, you got one, that's it. You have another gun like I do, you got two. You lose one, you're out of luck. What I would suggest, though, on this particular gun, is to do something like I've done on this one, where it has a rubberized pistol grip that you pull over on here. This will keep the CO2 grip, or the grip closed over the CO2, and you can pull it over a little bit to hold the mag in a little bit, which would stop it from accidentally popping out. You can actually even pull it right over the mag to hold it in, and just, it makes it a little tougher to take the mag out. Let's see, there. Makes it a little tougher to take the mag out, but in essence, you can't accidentally push that. It's got a little pressure on it, so the mag will stay in there a little bit better. Plus, with the rubberized grip, it does give you a good feel compared to the regular grip here. The only thing that bothers me when it's coming in and out of the holster, that's what happens. It slides back and forth. So I would actually look into a grip for this, which I'm going to do. Other than that, it's a solid gun. It's a good gun. I don't know why Crosman discontinued it. I don't think it has any more issues compared to any other CO2 gun that they have. And the fact that they have this proprietary magazine is really bad. I've looked, and none of the other magazines I have on some of my guns fit that. Crosman makes a C11, which also fits into a Wind Gun M9 in 1911. A couple of other guns swap mags back and forth. This seems to be the only one that fits in this one. I might be wrong. If anybody that sees this video looks at this mag and says, oh, that's a mag from such and such a gun, awesome, tell me about it, let me know, find another mag, I have an extra mag for the gun. Other than that, it's a good gun. If mags are available, I would tell people go get this. It's a good shooting weapon. You're not going to go for massive distance with it, but in my opinion, when I'm drawing my pistol, I'm in the last resort. Someone's close within a firing range, and if I'm using this with my SVD, which might be what I would be doing with it, they're within under my engagement distance, and I got to keep them off me. So this is a good weapon. I would not run 2.0s in it, or 1.2s like they say on the package. I would actually run 2.5s or 2.8s as minimum for this particular gun. I think it works better with the hop up with the little bit heavier weight BBs. The 2.0s go out there, but you get some flyers once in a while. So that's my final conclusion on this. I hope you got some information on the gun. And if I do find any mags, or if anybody out there has any mags, I'll let everybody know and do a follow-up on this video. Okay, thanks for watching.
What the fuck was that?